I was hired to be here. I am standing outside someone else's front door. The key was in the mailbox, left there by the client who hired me, waiting. The person who hired me has been gone for exactly 3 days. The table is set, dinner on the plates. A smartphone still plugged in, battery completely dead. 3 pairs of shoes lined up perfectly, going nowhere. A living human being, erased in a single night. And nobody called the police, because the privacy protection system does not allow it. I've been doing this work for 7 years. No job title, no business card. If I had to name it, I specialize in authorized erasure, living people at their request. In Japan, they call it Johatsu, evaporation. Not death, not kidnapping. A voluntary disappearance so total that the person might as well have never existed. And there's an entire industry built to make it happen. They're called Yonige-ya, night moving companies. They don't move furniture. They erase lives. But in this apartment, something was different. The traces weren't just left behind, they were created. One former operator, speaking anonymously to a journalist, described the business like this.
We don't ask who our clients are. We don't ask why. Our job is one thing: make them a ghost.
I've cleaned a lot of apartments. I've never asked questions either, until this one. When you clean out a home, you learn who someone was, faster than any conversation. And from the moment I walked in, something felt wrong. Behind the bookshelf, almost hidden, numbers scratched directly into the wallpaper. Not written, scratched with a fingernail. The same sequence, over and over. 2, 7, 1, 4, 14 times, I counted. I don't know what it means. It could be a birthday, coordinates, or nothing at all. Just a random sequence a mind latched onto and couldn't let go. But that's not what matters. What matters is this. Someone pressed a fingernail into wallpaper and carved the same 4 numbers 14 times. Not once, not twice, 14. That's not a message. That's closer to a compulsion, something the body does, when the mind has already gone somewhere else. Later, I looked it up. Ni, nana, ichi, yon is not a postal code. It's not a date in the Japanese calendar. It is, by every measure I tried, nothing. But the longer you stare at those marks, the more you feel it, not as a code, but as a pulse. Each stroke of the nail is a second of something being stripped away. This wasn't a message left for someone else to find. It was a countdown, private, internal, running only to 0. Then there were the clocks, 5 of them, 1 in every room. All stopped at the same time, 3:17 a.m. Battery, plug-in, solar, wind-up, quartz, 5 different power sources. Someone did this deliberately at 3:17 in the morning. I moved to the bedroom. The mattress had been shoved against the wall. In 7 years, I have cleared several hundred units, apartments where people left in a hurry, apartments where people left with intention. I have seen what both look like. This was neither. A mattress shoved against a wall serves no practical purpose in a departure. It is not a packing choice. It is not an oversight. In all of those hundreds of units, I had never once seen it done. I pushed it aside. One of the floorboards was slightly raised. My rule has always been simple. I clear what's above the surface. I don't open things that were meant to be sealed. I closed the apartment, logged the job as complete, drove home. That night, I did not sleep, not because of the floorboard itself, because of what it meant, that someone had placed something there deliberately and then called me to find it. Picture a woman. She's been searching for 20 years. Every morning, she walks the same route, past the same shops, the same corner, the same street. What she doesn't know is that her husband watches her from a window 2 blocks away every single morning for 20 years and says nothing. This isn't fiction. In 2023, NHK, Japan's national broadcaster, documented this exact case. When they finally found him and asked why he never came back, he said,
"The person I used to be no longer exists in that world, and that person does not return."
In America, if you disappear, you will be found. Credit cards, cell towers, GPS feeds, CCTV pulling your face from a database in under a minute. The digital grid does not have gaps. It closes around you, whether you want it to or not. In the West, to disappear is to be a fugitive. You are running from something, the law, a debt, a person. Invisibility is not a right, it is a crime in progress. Japan is different, not because the technology doesn't exist, because the state turns it off for you. Under Japanese law, a person's new address is legally protected, even from immediate family. File a missing persons report, police log it, hand you a case number. And then the system does exactly what it was designed to do: nothing. It does not search, it does not disclose. It protects the person who left. These privacy protection laws were built to shield people escaping dangerous situations. That intent was real. But the architecture of that protection, the legal invisibility it creates, works equally well for anyone who decides they are finished with their life, not dead, just unreachable. In America, you would need to outrun technology. In Japan, the government runs interference for you. Cash only, no insurance, no registered bank account, no phone. The digital trail doesn't go cold. It was never switched on. The next morning, I went back. The job had been logged as complete. There was no professional reason to return. But the floorboard was an anomaly I had not documented. In this line of work, undocumented anomalies are a liability. That is what I told myself. I'm not certain it was the real reason. I moved the mattress, lifted the floorboard. No one was inside. No room, no body, just a note, small, folded once. I opened it.
"I didn't run. I completed the ritual."
If you simply want to run, you run. You don't stop 5 clocks at 3:17 a.m. You don't scratch numbers into a wall 14 times. You don't write a final note and seal it under the floor. This is a ceremony, a formal, deliberate exit from existence. Researchers who study this call it social identity erasure. The body stays, but the person, legally, socially, emotionally, has declared themselves finished. Then I checked the original file. This client had booked a Yonige-ya pickup for that same night, a full crew, a van, everything. They canceled it, same day, by themselves. No crew, no van, no new identity waiting on the other side. They vanished with nothing. Because the destination was never a new life. The destination was the vanishing itself. Whoever called me to clean that apartment, I still have no information on them. No name on the file, the contact number has been disconnected. Standard in this industry. But in 7 years, it's the first time I've wanted to find out who it was. People sometimes ask if this work makes me feel like an accomplice. I tell them no. I think of myself more like an editor. My job is to cut the scenes the director decided shouldn't make the final film. But standing in a room this clean, knowing someone was here just hours ago, a question creeps in that has no clean answer. If every trace is gone, if I did my job perfectly, did this person ever really exist? Or did I just erase a shadow that was already leaving on its own? Every clock collected, the wallpaper stripped, the floorboard fixed. No sign anyone was ever here. 7 years, and the one thing this work has taught me, it doesn't take anything dramatic to disappear. You just have to choose not to come back. Right now, somewhere in Japan, someone is setting the table for the last time tonight, lining up their shoes, plugging in a phone they'll never take with them. And by morning, they'll be gone. Not dead, just erased. Leave a comment. If someone you loved vanished overnight, how would you know whether it was an accident or a deliberate choice? And does that distinction even change what you would do? Don't miss out on the next content. Subscribe, like, and turn on notifications.